Hello and welcome to my weekly video blog, and today I'm going to be talking about how poor circulation can impact your legs in the perimenopause and menopause. If you like my tips and advice, then please subscribe and remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified for all my new videos. So the menopause and the perimenopause can bring a huge variety of changes, and these will include circulations. And one part of the body that can really be impacted are the legs and the feet. So today we're going to look at the effect of circulations on the legs in the perimenopause and menopause. We're going to focus on circulation symptoms and also some helpful tips on how you can boost and improve your circulation. So the main reason this happens is estrogen. So estrogen is really important for helping to keep our blood vessels and especially the veins nice and toned. Estrogen helps to keep blood vessel function working well. It keeps the venous tone, so it's keeping the especially the veins nice and strong. As the estrogen starts to fall, this can cause what's called venous insufficiency. So basically the blood vessels get weaker, they start to expand, they can end up with things like varicose veins, spider veins, and because the blood tends to pool a lot in the lower leg, it's not moving up towards the heart as efficiently as it can. That can cause swelling, it can cause discomfort, it can cause skin mottling, and also things like varicose ulcers. So the main issues as well, so when we get what's called venous insufficiency, you'll also get things like tired, heavy legs. You might also find that you get cold hands and feet. And one of the things that can happen quite a lot, especially in the menopause, is you can end up developing something called Raynaud's disease. And then if your hands and feet get cold, they can go really blue, really purpley, or even a black colour, and they can be very, very painful. You can get general leg pain, so that can be things like cramping, spasming, tingling, things like pins and needles. And very often this can happen if you're walking. You might find you can walk so far and then you start to get the cramping, but when you stop, everything calms down. So this is one of these symptoms that very often you tend not to exercise as much, because when you do exercise, you end up getting a lot of pain. So that in itself can become a vicious circle. If you're not exercising, you're not improving the circulation, and then it just goes on. Your circulation gets weaker because you're not exercising. You might find that you just get general swelling. So your calves, especially the ankles and the feet, can swell up. They can get really puffy. They can get sore to the touch as well. You can also get the discoloration. So you might find that your leg, the skin gets patchy. It might get a bit pale, a bit blotchy. You might start to see varicose veins or spider veins starting to kind of manifest at that point. It can be chilblains. This is getting a lot more common, especially in this day and age when we're all having to watch our energy bills, so we're keeping our house cooler, and what can happen is you can then end up getting more chilblains as well. It can be hair loss too. One of the things that can happen generally with the menopause is we tend to lose hair where we don't want to lose it, and we end up getting hair where we don't want it. But very often, again, if the circulation in the legs is poor, then you can start losing hair in the lower legs. Although I think in one way that's a benefit, because it saves you having to shave anymore. So what can you do to help yourself here? Definitely the exercise is really, really important. It's going to tone up the muscles, especially in the lower legs. And if your muscles are nice and strong, that's going to help to support the veins. So you're less likely for the weaker veins to then cause things like varicose veins. So you've got walking, probably the best exercise, cycling, swimming, yoga, all of these are really, really important. The only thing I will say here is that if you are doing the walking or the exercising and you're getting pain in the lower legs, you need to watch that one, and I'll talk about that later on. It can be leg elevation. So if your legs are just generally a little bit puffy or sore by the end of the day, just when you're sitting down, put them on a stool, have your legs just up that little bit above your hips, and that can very often help, especially with the water retention. Remember, if you're doing a lot of traveling in this situation, to wear compressed socks or tights just to keep everything under control, especially if you're flying. That's really quite an important one. Look at your diet. You need a good balance of everything to keep that venous tone going. Something like a Mediterranean diet is a really good one for that, because it contains loads of antioxidants which are needed for your veins. Vitamin C as well is really important for the integrity of the veins. So make sure you're either taking a vitamin C supplement or you're getting loads of fresh fruit and veg to give you that vitamin C. Limit the salt as well, because too much salt is going to cause your water retention. You can look at herbs. So herbs like horse chestnut are known to help to improve venous tone, and we have got the horse chestnut both in our registered Venaforce tablets and also our Vena gel, which is one that you can just apply whenever you're feeling a lot of discomfort. There's also the herb ginkgo biloba. This is known to help more with the arterial circulation. So that's something you could possibly add in as well. Remember the magnesium. If you're getting leg cramps, very often, especially at night, if you're getting leg cramps, very often that's just a lack of magnesium. So either a magnesium supplement with your evening meal, or you can get magnesium skin spray, which can be really helpful. You can just apply that before you go to bed. Hydration. Dehydration will affect absolutely everything. So remember to drink plenty of water on a daily basis. Also avoid sitting or standing for long periods of time. It's a difficult one if it's part of your job, but try and move about as much as you can, just a little bit of walking one way or another, because again, if you're standing completely still, the muscles are not working and your muscle function helps the blood flow as well. The other thing you could do is massage, just a little massage every day. I do it just as a matter of course now. When I've had a shower, I'll put body lotion on afterwards, and you just give the legs, especially the lower legs, a quick massage. Skin brushing is another good one before or after you have a shower, just to get your circulation really working well. Really important thing here, as I mentioned before, if you're doing walking and within maybe 5 or 10 minutes, your legs start to get really painful and you have to stop, that can be an indication of something called intermittent claudication. Really important to get that one checked out by your doctor. If the swelling, if the water retention is continuous and nothing you try works, please go and see your doctors. Swollen ankles can be an indication of high blood pressure. And also if you start to get varicose ulcers, all of these need medical attention. So please see your doctor about them. Hope you found this one helpful. All of these are really common symptoms in the perimenopause and menopause, and it's worth just looking after your circulation to avoid these sorts of things. If any of you have had any other tips that you have found have worked really well, please share them as always. You know I love to read everything. And until next time, take care and have a lovely week.